I'm going to teach you how to master this communication skill so that you, my dear, you get the girl of your dreams. Well, hello and welcome. My name is Arica Angelo, and I've been helping men for 13 years become the kind of man that you just can't resist while not losing yourself or her in the process. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because YouTube will let you know when I do my very random live videos. So if you haven't noticed, I have a new hairdo. Yes, we went very short. And I am here in Lisbon, Portugal, shooting these videos for you. So that's another fun thing about this video is you just never know where in the world I'm going to be shooting these videos. It was Bali, I was just in Greece, and now I'm in Portugal. So I'm a woman traveling the world while sharing valuable advice that can change and pivot your life and your experiences with women forever. So you change a man's experience with a woman, you can change his life. And that's what we're here for, my darling. So the masterful communication skill that you need if you want to really get the girl of your dreams. Now, let me just preface it by saying we're not talking about just random average women here, okay? We're not talking about just women that you meet at the bar and then that's it. It never goes anywhere. We're not talking about those kind of scenarios. This is for a guy who's super purposeful, super intentional when it comes to his journey and his pursuit of women. So we're not talking about like the guy who's like, I just want to date whoever comes in my path. No. This is for my emotional warrior, my alpha male, my dude who's super intentional with his life and his journey with women. So this is a skill that I've done several videos on, and I've done several videos about it, and I've talked about it so much because listen, this one skill is the life spring to all relationships. This communication skill, whether you're a parent, whether it's your relationship at work, your relationship with your peers, your relationship with your family. And it's this one skill. And this is the same skill that will get you your dream girl. And that is the communication skill of vulnerability. And the reason why I keep doing so many videos about this is because vulnerability can be a pretty complex subject for a lot of people. Why is that? Because so much advice simply says, sorry, there were people outside the window. I was like, hi, we're doing YouTubes right now, but they're just lost tourists, so it's okay. A lot of people get taught you should hide your heart. You should protect your heart. Men get taught this from a very young age, right? Hey guys, no matter where you are in your journey with women, I've got you covered with one of my courses. So make sure that you check these courses out at aricaangelo.com. Don't show your emotions. Hide your emotions. Don't tell a woman that. A woman doesn't care. A woman's not interested. A woman will see you as weak if you do this. So there's a lot of misconceptions about vulnerability. There's also just a lot of no wherewithal whatsoever when it comes to men and how to do it. So vulnerability is something that I encourage men, I encourage women, I encourage people in relationships and in life to execute. Why? Because vulnerability is what keeps it real with the other person. You see, if you're going to get your dream girl, how are you actually going to get your dream girl? You're going to get your dream girl by going through your heart, by tapping into your desires that reside within your heart. But you'll never have access to your own heart. You'll never know what your true desires are. You'll never know what your actual dreams are if you don't connect with your heart. If you don't connect with your heart, then you don't know what your actual dream girl is. So the first thing that you have to do is get really vulnerable with your heart. What is it that I want in a woman? What are my dreams? What are my desires? What are my wishes? And that takes vulnerability to get those clear, concise answers, to get that clarity from your heart, to sit with your heart and to be honest with your heart, to say, I have permission to have these dreams, to have these these desires, to want this kind of woman. I have permission inside, but the first person that I got to be honest with, the first person that I need to be vulnerable with about those desires, about those dreams, about those wishes is my own damn self. And so that may take you taking the time to write down on a piece of paper, what is it that I deeply desire? What is it that I cherish about a woman? What are my values? What do I value in a woman? What am I looking for in my dream girl, in my wife? And so as you're able to execute that vulnerability for yourself in your own life with your wishes and your desires, you then integrate that in how you go out into the world, into the land of women, how you begin to interact with women. You see, if you're never showing her any aspect of your heart, she never gets to see the real you. If she never gets to see the real you, then she has no one to connect with. If she has no one to connect with, then your dream girl never comes into your life. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So if you're able to actually get this woman, you first have to tap within here and go, I have permission to feel, and I have permission to not just feel and express myself to myself, but to allow other people access into my heart. But you see, if you go through your life and you're constantly protecting, you're constantly hiding your heart, you're constantly shutting it down, you're constantly afraid of who's going to hurt it, guess what? That dream girl has no access to your heart, because without a vulnerable heart, you have an afraid heart. I'm going to say that again. Without a vulnerable heart, you have a very afraid heart. And where there is fear and trepidation, love has no place to establish its residence. So the first thing that you got to do is get vulnerable with you. And then as you get comfortable getting vulnerable with you and being honest with you and expressing you and keeping it real with yourself, then as you meet women, you start giving them pieces. Now listen, I'm not telling you to put all your cards on the table and to go and share your heart with every single woman. In fact, if you're like, Arica, I really don't know what to do with vulnerability. In fact, when you talk to me about this and you share this with me, it sounds so good. And there's a part of me that wants to do it. And there's a part of me that's afraid. And that's okay. That's okay for those places inside of you that are afraid of being vulnerable. We've all gone through it. I've gone through it. Of course, we still get scared from time to time, but that's okay. That's okay. I still get scared. It's okay. As long as we move through it, as long as we navigate through it. And you may be saying, I want to navigate through it, Arica. I just don't know how. I just don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. I need a compass. And for you, I would say I created a vulnerability course for men just like you who go, Arica, I don't know what that looks like, because I don't want to get played out. I don't want her to see me as a PUSSY. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I've opened up my heart to other women and they've stomped all over it. They've taken advantage of it, and I don't want to go through that again. So maybe I don't know what vulnerability actually looks like. Maybe I don't know how to do it. Maybe I don't know where to begin. And I highly encourage you to get that vulnerability course. One of my clients in Canada, he said to me, he was just walking out of divorce from a very narcissistic woman. And he said, Arica, and he said this with tears in his eyes, and it broke my heart. And he said, Arica, if I had had this course in my 20s, my whole life would have been different. Maybe I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now. And I'm saying to you, you can spare yourself that opportunity of not having to go through those kind of disasters, of avoiding those disasters. But see, a lot of times we navigate through life out of fear and unknowingness. And when we don't know what to do and we're operating on fear, it becomes a very deadly combination. But when we allow our lives to be lived and governed through our heart, but through the pathway of vulnerability, which comes with boundaries, it doesn't mean that everyone gets access to you. I'm not encouraging you to just go and spill your guts to every woman, because listen, people earn a right to hear our story. They earn a right to hear our pain. They earn a right to hear our dreams and desires. But most of you don't even know where to begin by being vulnerable with yourself. And so before you get very worried about how you should be vulnerable with a woman, I want to encourage you, my darling, that the first step is to learn how to be vulnerable with yourself by admitting to yourself what is true, what is right, what is pure, what is just for you. So I highly encourage you to get that. So how do you attract your dream girl? You do it through vulnerability. Because the only way you're going to attract a dream girl is through the heart. And the only way that you're going to do that through the heart is by being vulnerable and being honest and being open with that beautiful, gorgeous heart of yours. So really get that vulnerability course. And listen, guys, you have what it takes. Every single one of you. There is a champion on the other side of this video. There's a champion inside waiting to be awakened, waiting to wake up, that emotional warrior that says, I can have what I want. I can get my dream girl, and I will not do it through fear. I will do it through the eyes of the heart. I will do it through the lens of the heart, through the voice of the heart. And for you, I would say, rise up, my champion. You have what it takes. And know this, in this very moment, my darling, that you are so loved. If this video spoke to you, if it encouraged you, if it inspired you, then just put in the comment section below how this video inspired you and give it a thumbs up. So I just am so grateful to have you guys here. I'm so grateful for your champion hearts to continue to go on this journey, to learn with me. And if you are new, make sure that you subscribe and you turn on that notification bell. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.